Well, welcome and good morning. Field Home Farm Sessions, episode 183 on March 31st, 2025. Chicken Man talking. I think it is the Mystery's birthday today. He is ripe old age of 52. If you know him, if you know the Mystery, give him a shout out. It is a lovely thing. So I was going to talk today about DCR meetings. It's different on the other side, being a director of the DCR meetings. St. Louis, Buck and Doe. Went to the Buck and Doe Saturday night. Hubie Jen. Just the drinks with Emmett and his wife. A bit about the weather and a bit about Dirty Mike stopping by. I had something else going on, but I forget. March, the last day of March, I think on my first episode of this month was coming. My mom used to say, come in like a lion, go out like a lamb. Well, let me tell you, it's going out like a lion also. It is it's a shitty day in southern Ontario here. It's just kind of stormy. It's one of those days the weather kind of gets to your bones. Now, speaking of weather, we drove to Hubie Jen's daughter. I think she's the second daughter. She the second daughter? I don't know. Anyways, one of her daughters, she's the same as us. She's got three daughters. Her and Evie, Hubie Jen, has three daughters and a son. She's younger than me, but her kids are older than mine. So she started a bit younger. And great night, a shitty drive. My wife was all worried. She said, it's going to rain, it's going to storm, it's going to be freezing rain. I said, oh, for God's sakes. We just came through like 2 months of the shittiest weather ever. And I drove in snowstorms. I said, we'll be fine. So we got there. It was a little bit freezing rain. There was ice on the windshield and whatnot, but it was a great event. You walk in. It was in their drive shed. So you walk in. They had a huge silent auction, I guess you could say. I think it's like a raffle drop. Not really a silent auction, a raffle. You buy tickets for $20. Hubie Jen, I didn't friggin' win anything. Sucks. I think I told you that. But anyways, they had some great prizes, keg gift certificates, Blue Jays tickets, Leaf tickets. I don't know if they had Leaf tickets, but John Deere stuff. They had some case stuff, but I mean, come on, we're not putting it in. And then EV made a very nice coffee table, John Deere with epoxy, and I think Hubie Jen's dad, Ed's maple trees. How that works into it, I don't know, but he told us it was his maple trees. And the last I seen, it was at $1,600 for this table. I'm assuming it went for a lot more than that. I'm just getting, remember I said about the emails? I'm getting emails from the board left and right. Everybody that does stuff with the board, so I'm getting that. So great night. I had a few beers. I was in there, like I said, it was in a drive shed. They had a nice bar that EV made. A bunch of farmers. I said to my wife at the time, I took a picture of a Jen sandwich. I had Hubie Jen and my wife and me in the middle. So it was kind of funny. The Hubie Jen sandwich. So, and I talked to her dad, Big Ed. I think he was one of the first ones we talked to when we walked in. I said, he's always smiles. I think he likes me because he's always smiling when he sees me anyways. But we get along great. I mean, you didn't get along as good when you were, I was a DCR and he was the chair. It was just kind of one of those things you got along. But person of authority, you're not always like best friends with. So we get along great. He offered a bed for us to stay in. I said, no, we got to go home because the kids are at home by themselves. Don't want to stay over, even that would have been pretty good. But yeah, so that was a great night. Oh, I said to my wife, this is the kind of area I would love to move into because the amount of farmers in that area is crazy. Like you had Select Sire hats, Floridale hats, like any feed business, any AI company, well, artificial insemination company for stuff like that. It's a farming community. I said when we moved up, I grew up in a non-farming community in Woodabridge, and then we moved up to Bradford, and it was a farming community. And then developers came in, they did the Greenbelt, and now we're not in a farming community. And my kids aren't growing up in a farming community. I would love to sell here right away and set up, but the whole stress and everything else is set up in a farming community. But we will see. Time will tell. You never know what's going to happen in the future. So great event. I think that's the first of 4. I'm not going to guarantee Hubie Jen I'm going to be to every single Buck and Doe that your kids have, but let's put it this way. I was at the first one and it was amazing. So, But we did not win a friggin' prize. But anyways, it was good. They had like it was a cash bar because I said to Big Ed when we were there, I said, where do we get bar tickets? He goes, you just go up and you get your drinks and you make a donation. I'm like, that's kind of different. I would have rather paid, I think whatever I gave him, $20 or something. And I don't know what he had up for drinks. Anyways, it was all good. It was all good. I just never seen that before. I usually buy bar tickets. So, and we got home safe. And I think QB Jen said they were up to like 5 o'clock. There was a DJ apparently played in pubs. And I think he played till 3 o'clock. I'm assuming there'd be dancing later on. I don't know. So, great event. Great time. That was about my ice storm. Now, if you go to the ice storm in southern Ontario, so the ice storm came that night. We didn't get very much in this area where I live near Bradford. Oh no, that's but out east, Sutton Jim said his power was out. I haven't talked to him today yet to see if his power's on, but out more eastern Ontario, like an hour and a half, trees down. The heavy rain freeze the ice, brought trees down, took power lines out. So I know there's a lot of people without power. I hope that gets better. As I said, comes in with a lion. It's supposed to go out like a lamb, but it has not. And our lovely school has canceled all the schools in Simcoe County, even though Bond Head is like southern Simcoe County, and I'm pretty damn sure they didn't have to cancel the school, but we'll get into that another time. So, ice storm, shitty, lots of rain, and it is what it is. So the other day I was at St. Louis, had lunch. I had a hockey talk with I think his name's Andrew Milligan. I know his last name's Milligan, but I think his first name's Andrew. His daughter tried out for the Double Bs last year in Central York, and she made it, and my daughter didn't. But that is what it is. But just talking hockey talk, and I don't know what she's doing next year. But you run into people, St. Louis. You have dinner. You always networking. It's pretty good that way. And then networking with Dirty Mike. Now, Dirty Mike came over the other day with his daughter right before. Oh, I didn't write that down. Oh, Son's Banquet. I'll get that down. Yep. So Dirty Mike came over with his daughter Belle, and they get along. Our daughters. I poured him a very, very stiff drink. He kind of sat back. I had to empty the bottle. So, but he stopped in, talk about hockey, talk about this and that. He said, "Your excellency." So he always jokes around with me, but I said, "I'm just a director. I'm not no excellency. Like, relax." And but he's funny that way. So great seeing him. And then speaking of seeing people, I had a meeting at in Guelph as a DCR meeting last week, Thursday and Friday, and Emmett and his wife, Mrs. Emmett, came to see me, and they had a drink. I think they're at their daughter's high school something in Guelph, so they just came to say hi, and pretty sure Emmett's wife didn't have a drink, but I know Emmett did. So, and Emmett, you're supposed to let me pay for it. You weren't supposed to pay for it, but you snuck out and you paid for it. I was going to pay for it. And speaking of that, so you get together with friends, you socialize, give them a hug. I don't think I gave him a hug. Whatever. It's not gay. It's just friends. And so, speaking of the hockey, my son's banquet. So after Dirty Mike and his daughter Belle were here, we had to cut the meeting short. We went to my son's. As I said, it hasn't been the best year for all of my hockey. How come it says 2 people on, but it's just me? I don't know. Maybe it's because I got my phone on too. But anyways, it hasn't been the best year for my kids' hockey. So this was the last frigging time I had to deal with parents in that organization. So it was the last time. They had some pizza, they had some awards, they had some little snacks. It's put on great by Bradford Bulldogs. Roscoe's on. Roscoe, are you in? Are you up in Cochrane right now snowmobiling? Because you should be. It's still nice weather. You're pruning your apple trees probably, but I don't know. Probably you're out walking your apple tree fields to see how much damage has been done, but maybe you didn't get much damage in who's the other guy? Esther. Anyways, you didn't get much damage in Brampton, but so it's time my son's hockey. So he gets up there and they do the first. So we were team 4, and I don't know, they work from Team 4, 3, 2, 1. So my son got, and I don't know why the head coach never asked the other coaches, but I would have gave my son the most improved because he hardly even knew how to skate at the start of the year. very awkward. He didn't know where to be. He took a long time to get back. If a player was another opposing team player was coming at him, you're pretty damn sure he's getting by him, like almost 100%, and was falling and just unawkward. Looked like a giraffe on ice. Let's put it that way, because he's tall and lanky. But by the last half of the year, from like end of January on, like he was improved his speed. He could stop people. Like he would swing his stick and he could stop people. You weren't getting by him as easy as you were, and he is fast too. So he didn't ask me, but I would have put him most improved player. So luckily and thankfully, when the banquet came and they started, my son got most improved player of the year. So that was awesome, very awesome. And then they go the other awards, and they had to sit through everybody else. But that was the last of my son's hockey. Now my daughter's hockey, fortunately or unfortunately, they canceled They had a practice yesterday. Supposed to have a practice yesterday in Barrie, and Barrie got hit with an ice storm, so there was power out, and so they canceled the practice. And we were going to play the A team, which she APs for tonight, but they canceled that too because I guess there's no power in some of the places. And so I said to my daughter, I said to my daughter cheekily, "Well, that I guess is you don't have to worry about one more loss." So, and, who knows whether she would have beat the A team? Maybe she could have AP'd for the A team against her team and beat them. So I don't know. Then they'd actually win, and they have a banquet tomorrow night, and that is the last final freaking time I have to deal with this team. So I don't think she's trying. I don't know. It's up to her. KJ's on. KJ, you missed like 10 minutes. You're going to have to go back, but thank you for listening. KJ Roscoe. Where's Mystery Roscoe? I think it's his birthday today. Mystery's birthday. Maybe he's out getting, having fun. KJ and Roscoe, did you know it's Mystery's birthday today? Anyways, tomorrow night will be the last night I have to see all these people. It wasn't the best year, loss, but this will be a finale, a period on the season tomorrow night, and that will be it. And then, as KJ knows and Roscoe knows, I'm just reading Roscoe's line. Maybe Roscoe, maybe. He hopes. Maybe he's stuck in Brampton somewhere, but that will be the period on the season. Then, as KJ knows and Roscoe knows, there'll be tryouts starting, and then it starts all over again the end of April. So we'll see what happens. But you for sure know I will let you guys in on everything. Where's Autumn L today? We'll talk to you later. Thanks for listening, you too, and everybody else later. Hope there's no humming today, KJ.